Good morning, and it is the third day of April 2019. Let's take a look at the traditional markets. And at the end of the video, I'm going to do the buy low and sell high amongst energy focus down to 50 some odd cents at this point. I tried to get all the data, and I did, but it was so not accurate. It was actually in an uptrend over its entirety. Yeah, that's not right. I got it from 2009, so we'll be doing it from like right around in here when it was 10 to start, and that will be after I'm done with silver, gold, and the SPY. And on the silver chart, we see price action barely above the $15 handle level, and this is continuation of showing weakness amongst the 18 lows. Making more support, larger crecedence towards this hair below $15 level in at about 14.98. And until it breaks down below it, it's still there. But oftentimes, when you do get key breaks below those points, then you could expect it to have a nice, decent sized leg lower from where the last one was. So in this case, from like 1496, maybe looking to possibly go your next leg at about 1455 as a possibility. On any type of moves going higher, it's got to get up to the 18 average of highs at its next spot. That'd be about 1537. But as far as any short-term evidence to see such a case, right now that's not there. As every time it comes up to this 18 average on the 4 hour, it has pulled back. Most recently, a decent sized red down. But again, just showing the sideways neutrality since the breakdown occurred a few days ago. Gold 2 on its 4 hour, having a water slide move down, resisting in the band twice, and then enough to see it flatten out. Barely get above it in this current 4 hour session, but that now retracing those moves back down. And just like silver, having a support test in the general area it has for quite some time. It's almost head and shoulders ish like, with this little congestion starting in January as a left shoulder. Everything from the rally on January the 25th all the way down to, of course, and here is your head. Thus the neckline, now the right shoulder, and very close to that neckline. Breaking down below that, I'd probably be looking for that 1240 area that I've got drawn in there. And I really don't like these gaps. But that's what it is, though. SPY, well, it's up today, up 0.37%. Its volatility is much lower than that. It's because the low is 286. And as it is, it continues to lift off from its 18 average as it was doing that on March the 29th. And it's at levels last seen when? Well, on the weekly chart, it's coming back to its previous high area. So it's in the area, not quite at its highest end of where you should expect to see a level of resistance. And there's still a bit more to go, maybe another 1%. That's not much, but when I'm used to looking at this chart, especially on a weekly, that's just the opposite of magnificent for volatility. But let's just see if there's any way I can take a stock that loses 95%, 93, 94% of its value and come out a winner on this. I would start this with 500 of the EFO holdings, which would be worth at that point $10, and then 5,000 fiat dollars. So a $10,000 start. I think I'd be lucky if I can even keep that above 6 or 5. So we'll do some trades, and what I do in here is I'm going to just wait for it to go up or down. So we'll wait for it to go to like 6 on the lowest, maybe like 18 on the highest, and then it goes down. So I'm going to want to sell the fiat, which is buy the other coin, and in this case maybe sell like buy like 1,500 worth, and then wait for the next move, which would be maybe down to, we'll say 3, buy it below 3, or sell when it gets above 9. It gets above 9 to 13. So you have a double up. Maybe you're going to sell about even half. So what's that? 350, 380? Okay, let's move on to the next one. So you're at 13. Let's maybe wait to buy at, say, 7 and change, maybe? And sell at 22. It goes to 7, so we'll sell the fiat, maybe sell 4 grand. That's still half. Okay, wait again, maybe go 350 or 14, go for a double up. We're on day 67. We get a double up, so with 834, let's again go about half. Now you got over 10,000 fiat. I could just stop now and say I'm up, I guess, but no. Okay, so last trade at 14. Let's go 8 for the buy and 26 for the sell. So we'll sell maybe 3,000 fiat. And then we're going down to say, well, half of that is about under 4. So let's go 4 and 14. So it goes down there, sell some more fiat, maybe 2,500 worth. Okay, it's at 380, day number 126. There's over 500 of them. Let's do $2 and maybe 7.25. It goes down to 2. So let's do another couple grand worth. Okay, maybe buy below $1. Wait for it to go. And I could probably do better if I were to play this longer and write things more creatively on my position sizes. But a sell from 190 to 2, that's a big move too. Now 98% on the last one. And now as I did this, I separated them every 5 days. So every 5 days you would log on to the computer to see what the price of EFOI was and then make a trade if need be. Okay, so let's do some selling. You have 2,500. And when you go from 190 to 598.5 in my strategy, it's always more than half. So let's just do 1,500. Again, I could quit and take that 12K, I guess, but so better, definitely more than half when it goes from 190 to 595. So let's go 250 and 10. So sell some fiat, maybe sell 3,000. And then go from another buy, maybe 130. Sell at 450. It goes to 460. So let's sell like 890 of them. And then wait for maybe 250 or 850. It goes to 875. So sell maybe another 600 of them. Got over 18,000 now. But again, I know this goes below $1. But for now, I'm going to look to maybe half of that is under 450. So let's go like 4 to third area. And up to like say 16. And it goes to that 16. So I have the 764. Maybe you'd sell. I'm going really close to these half numbers. And that would be 23,000 on the fiat. So now let's go to the price again. Let's go to 9 or let's go to like 30. It goes to 8. So let's put 5,000 in, 565. Let's even do less than that. Because that even doubles your stack from 464, you're adding 452. And when markets go way, way up like that, you just want to make sure that from what you sell, you position yourself in for those cheaper prices. And they're going to get cheap. Okay, let's just do again for a little under 5 and maybe 16.5. It goes to under 5. So let's put in another, say, 5 grand. We have 900. That would add double up again. So now let's go to a buy at, say, 2.5. And a sell at, say, 8.25. It goes to 2.5. So let's sell 4,500. So the break-even amount is pretty much in fiat, and 3,800 is all bonus. But let's wait for the next buy. We'll go $1.25, and maybe double. That's 480. So let's go 450, and it goes to under the 1. So let's sell half of the fiat and wait for half, or wait for, I think this is going to be it. Or wait for one, not 430. 188 doesn't go there. Yeah, this is it. So you'd end up having the $5,000. Now the price at this point, although it doesn't say it on there, is 51 cents. So you would basically end up having like half of that, so 4,500 plus your 49 would mean at that point, and we had over 20,000 cash at one point on this. Well, that means you'd be worth under, not by much though, what you started with. You'd be down about 6%, 7%, because you'd have about 9,400. All right, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.